The United States visa and travel restrictions on Ethiopia appear to be the first step in a plan to pressure Addis Ababa over the Tigray conflict. On Monday, the sanctions went into effect. They are intended to keep certain people within the Ethiopian government and military from traveling to the U.S. This could also make it difficult for them to access specific bank accounts or other financial arrangements. The next step is expected to be tough economic sanctions. These are likely to avoid humanitarian assistance but directly affect the national budget. Washington gives Ethiopia about $1 billion in foreign aid annually. They are the largest recipient in all of Africa. A request to the World Bank and International Monetary Fund to withhold funding is also expected. Ethiopia signed a $907 million agreement with the World Bank last month. In February, Addis agreed with the IMF to a deal for the first and second review of extended credit facilities. The IMF says it is waiting for financing assurances from creditors for a debt treatment that is required before the reviews are presented to the fund's executive board for approval. U.S. interference could scrap the whole arrangement. In March, the European Union imposed sanctions on Eritrea's National Security Agency, citing alleged human rights violations by their forces in Tigray. Bloomberg reports that Brussels is considering economic sanctions against Addis Ababa as well. American Secretary of State Anthony Blinken had more strong words for Ethiopia in his statement about restrictions issued Sunday.
The United States condemns in the strongest terms the killings, forced removals, systemic sexual violence, and other human rights violations and abuses. We have repeatedly voiced our grave concerns over continued human rights violations and abuses in the Tigray region of Ethiopia. Starting today, we are taking steps to impose visa restrictions on those we believe to be responsible for perpetrating the conflict.
Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has been defiant in the face of international pressure so far. With elections coming up, he is not likely to change his stance. In a published response, the Ethiopian government again claimed it was holding those responsible for violence accountable. There has been little public evidence of any investigation or judicial action there. The letter also threatens to reassess the relationship between Washington and Addis Ababa. At least one Ethiopian journalist thinks this rift could have long-term implications for both countries, especially regarding security cooperation and funding.
This is very significant. Ethiopia is a bulwark of American security in the Horn of Africa. If anyone in Addis Ababa is taking this lightly, they are not reading the writing on the wall.
ADN TV will continue to report on the situation in Tigray and international diplomacy involving Ethiopia.